Hey everybody, it's Christine Ernst, the Fat Ass Cancer Bitch, coming to you from the Cozy Writing Cottage in Sandwich, Massachusetts. It is Saturday. I'm here a day early, March 18th. Happy birthday to my sister Carolyn. It's Saturday, March 18th. I'm early because I am leaving very early tomorrow morning to go on a road trip with my wonderful 87-year-old mother to North Carolina, with a stop in Maryland at my sister's on the way. I bet I'll have a really interesting piece next Sunday to tell you about. Today, I'm reading a new piece from my show. My show is tonight at Sandwich Town Hall. There are still tickets left, I think. You can go on over to www.sandwichartsalliance.org and buy one. I give out Oreos, and you get a free fridge magnet, and I wear a hot dog costume for part of it. It's like totally worth the $20 ticket price. I'll make you laugh. I promise. Today I'm going to read a piece from the show. It's brand new, and it's about my walking partner. It's called Recipe. My walking partner, Joanne, is 90 years old. She could kick your ass, too. We meet every week, have done for 15 years or so, off and on. Try to do at least 3 miles a week these days. Used to do 6 or 7 on rocky terrain in the woods, but her foot surgery and my bad sprain last year took that off the table, so we are on the bike path. Most Tuesdays, 7:15 a.m., she is kitted out in the best gear. LL Bean's finest, has the same for her son in the trunk. She looks askance at my yoga pants as I zip up my flimsy windbreaker. I check my watch, and we set off. I am always on her left, her good ear. Every year for Christmas, she brings me a box of her Swedish grandmother's raisin-filled butter cookies, like little pies. Rosenkakor, dusted with sugar, delicious. A recipe she grew up with, a recipe her grandmother grew up with and first made as a girl in 1870. She sets the pace, a very respectable 15-minute mile, impressive for 90 with a wonky foot, let alone 56 with a bum ankle. We catch up for the first half mile, the week, the news, the weather. By the first crossing, we're into books and the latest New Yorker. By the turn, some politics, but not too much. The whole way back, she tells me stories of her life. I ask for them over and over. She was born in Nebraska, 1933, a childhood on a dairy farm. State spelling champ, New York City for art school and college, Afghanistan and Pakistan to teach, back to the States to marry, later to tour the world by RV and cargo ship. She once had us to dinner and made an Indian rice custard she first tasted in 1957 in New Delhi. Flavored with cardamom, saffron, and pistachios. Just before serving it, she drew out a small cloth book with wool felt pages. In between each page was a gossamer-thin sheet of silver leaf. She took a small, flat brush and lifted the corner of a sheet and gently blew it out of the book and onto each custard. Each sheet a small silver sail. She laughed and clapped at her own magic trick. She has a son my age, Eric. He is autistic and lives in a group home off Cape. They walk together every week, too. It is his favorite thing to do, which is how she is 90 and in training for almost 60 years. Though she is admittedly a little surprised that she is still alive. In 1980, she and Dick parked their RV off-season on a remote lake in Oregon and befriended the only other couple camping there, a younger couple. They laughed all week together, roasting rainbow trout over the fire, singing folk tunes. She learned later that the man was the drummer for Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. That's a band, you know, she told me. You should write a book, I say. Who would read it? She asks dryly. But you have done so much. Your story is amazing, I insist. Not particularly, she says, which is how you know she's from Nebraska. She changes the subject and tells me about the Pakistani family near Peshawar who took her in once during a storm in 1959 and fed her their supper of boiled eggs and chapati. It was a feast, she said. On the last stretch, I ask, how's the foot? She snorts, how's the ankle? We both sigh. We get back to the cars and do a lap around the lot to get us to a tidy 3 miles. She stows her walking stick in the trunk, takes out 2 small boxes of raisins, and hands me one. Eric's favorite, she says, smiling. Adding with a laugh, I gotta keep up my iron. I say, I would read your book. You should all be so lucky to have someone as inspiring in your own life. And she does kick my ass. Oh, have a good weekend. Maybe I'll see you at Sandwich Town Hall tonight. It's a lovely venue, the old town hall, historic and beautiful. Have a nice week in any event, and I will see you next Sunday, and I'll probably have some good stories about being on the road for 32 hours in a car with my mother. We're both looking forward to it. Trivia and crossword puzzles and Cracker Jack should see us through nicely. Have a great week.